I would now like to invite a very special guest on stage. Please make him feel very welcome. He's never performed in Vienna with me before, and I don't think he's ever performed in Vienna in this particular nature before. Mr. Neil Gaiman. Neil.
We didn't even rehearse.
9.
5 minutes before she went on, she said, "Do you want to do something?" And I said, "Sure, what?" And she said, "You can sing." So, this is a song that Amanda and I and Ben Folds and Damien Kulash wrote when we got together earlier this year to try and write 8 songs in 8 hours. Our plan was to write and record 8 songs in 8 hours, and we failed.
Miserably.
We did 6 songs in 12 hours. And we started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and at 2:30 in the morning we wrote this, and at 3 o'clock in the morning we recorded it. So
And Michael's going to join us on the drums. And I'm very excited to say this because I've never been able to say this before. And I wanted to introduce it this way, but then I forgot. But ich habe meinen Mann mitgebracht. I'm such a grown-up. Ich bin jetzt ganz erwachsen. I said in German, you have very nice hair.
You lie. And I love you. I wish that Joan of Arc wouldn't hang around the park, pronouncing that she won't get burned again. Her armor's very shiny, and her message is divine, but I wish she'd take a day off now and then. She says it clears your head when you come back from the dead, with a sword as sharp as anything that cuts. And to prove it, she bisected 3 young tourists from Utrecht, which rapidly displayed a lot of guts. She says we need to raise a brand new army, and the flag of France so proudly she unfurled. She says the people that she hated will be neatly bifurcated, and the British will no longer rule the world. She said it was a mistake to let them burn her at the stake, and she learned a lesson back there in the flames. So she's going to kill the Queen, and then she'll rescue Old Orleans, and it's really hard to hang around with saints. I think I ought to tell her that the English left in failure, and we don't go back to France except on holes. But I saw her vivisect a man who wanted to correct her, and the playground soon resembled Grand Wien. She says we need to raise a brand new army, and then she marched us round until we couldn't stand. She says the nation she abhors will soon be writhing on the floor, and the British will no longer rule her land. And she's waiting for the Dauphin, who will come across the ocean, and she knows that God agrees with her complaints. So I'm hoping she'll ignore my English accent in her war, 'cause it's really hard to hang around with saints. She says we need to raise a brand new army, and the flag of France so proudly she unfurled. She says the people that we hated will be neatly bifurcated. The British will no longer rule, the British will no longer rule, the British will no longer rule the world.
Neil Gaiman, ladies and gentlemen.